Hey guys, what is going on? Today I'm going to be doing my final mock draft, full first round mock draft for the 2022 NHL draft. So be sure to stick around to the end of the video if you want to see all 32 picks I'm going to make here. Now, I am actually using Elite Prospects player ranking portal to do this, but I do have my own personal top 100 rankings right in front of me, as well as a draft order, so I know who is going to be available and who is making the pick. So, of course, starting first overall, I am going to have the Montreal Canadiens taking from the Kingston Frontenacs Shane Wright. So, let's see if I could just bring him up here. Here he is. There we go. Shane Wright, Kingston Frontenacs. There we go. Okay. Easy enough. Montreal is getting the best player available in this draft, I believe. That hopefully they don't galaxy brain the first overall pick like it sounds like they might. Yeah, New Jersey's on the clock. And at this point, it does become a bit of a decision. But I think for me, I'm going to have the New Jersey Devils take Uri Slafkovsky. Let's see, Uri. If I could spell his name correctly. Here he is, from Slovakia. There we go. Okay, so Slafkovsky is off the board. Now, who's up next? Arizona at number 3. I think this is a pretty slam dunk pick for Arizona as well. Actually, a bit more so than the second overall pick. I think New Jersey could go in a couple different directions, but assuming these are the first two players off the board, I think Arizona absolutely runs up to the podium to draft Logan Cooley. Let's see. Yeah, Logan Couture. That's who they're going to take. No. I think at number 3, he's really a slam dunk. He could be the best player in the draft 5 years from now. I get any 3 of these guys could be, but if any of them really turns into a bona fide superstar, I think it'll probably be Cooley. Not saying that that's likely, but I think he probably has the highest ceiling in those guys. That being said, we now have Seattle drafting at 4th overall, and this is interesting because they pretty much need everything, so they're not going to draft based off positional need. But you know what? I think they're going to take Simon Nemec here. Now, Nemec is not my favorite defenseman in this draft class. It is, that would be David Jiricek. But I feel like Seattle is going to want the higher upside player, and I think that is Nemec. Okay, then to 5th overall, we've got Philly drafting here. This could be interesting. David Jiricek is certainly an option. Savoy. Frank Nazar, maybe. Cutter Gauthier. I don't want to take Gauthier that high. Would Philly take him that high? Maybe. Perhaps, probably even. I don't know. This is our first really tough decision here. I think I'm gonna have Philly take Frank Nazar. Getting a nice high upside player. Yeah. A bit small, but I don't think they're gonna be too worried about that. Moving on, Columbus with the 6th overall pick. This is a pick that I could see getting traded actually, but I am not going to do any trades in this mock draft because that just makes things more complicated. So I think it comes down to a couple players for Columbus for me. I think they're going to be looking hard at Matthew Savoy and a guy like Jonathan Lekeri-Mackey. Maybe Joakim Kamel. Those guys are kind of similar. I don't think they're going to go for Gauthier here. Could they go for Jiricek, a defenseman? Maybe. I think they got some decent defensive prospects though. Boquist obviously is a young guy who's going to improve. I think I'm going to have him take a Matthew Savoy. Matthew Savoy, one of the highest upside guys in this draft as well. And That is a pick that is solidly not off the board for Columbus. They could go off the board. You never know with them. But he's a riskier player. I feel like he's a Columbus type pick. I don't know. I haven't had that much time to really study teams' draft tendencies, except for the Sharks. I know their tendencies a little bit. That being said, we now have Ottawa at the board, and I think this one's pretty easy. I think Ottawa's going to take Cutter Gauthier here. He seems like an Ottawa type pick. If not Gauthier, maybe a Connor Geeky or a Marco Casper. Um, yeah, whoever they draft, it's probably not going to be a guy I like a lot. That just seems to be Ottawa draft picks in general. But they're going to get a decent player, probably, at least. Yeah, so now Detroit is on the board, and Detroit is interesting. They are really interesting. I don't think they're going to take Juracek because they have Sider and Edmondson coming up. I don't think they're going to take Lambert, although they have an outside chance at it, maybe. Definitely not taking Trikazov. Vladimir Gudinin, maybe? That would be a really interesting pick. Again, they don't really need defensemen, but that could be an Yzerman type pick. I think I'm going to have him take Jonathan Lekary-Mackey here. It's perhaps a little bit high for him, but I think you relatively know what you're getting with him. And I think Detroit and Steve Yzerman could really turn him into a really, really solid player for them. So Lekary-Mackey's off the board now. That brings us to Buffalo with their first pick. Now they have 3 picks in the first round, so I think what I'm going to do here, and probably what they're going to, I imagine what they would be thinking is probably taking a guy who's a little bit more safe with the 9th overall pick, and then maybe taking a swing with one of their later picks. So it's definitely not going to be Lambert, Trikazov, Gudinin. Could it be Kevin Korchinski? That would be interesting. Liam Ogren, maybe? Yeah, it starts to get tough. Marco Casper? Hmm. I think I think I'm gonna have him take Kevin Korchinski. Oh wait, Juracek is still on the board. What am I talking about? Take David Juracek. Jeez. That is pretty late for Juracek, but you never know. One of these guys might fall, and I think maybe it will be Juracek. But I think at 9, he's definitely a slam dunk, so Buffalo gets a good one there. Okay, 10th overall, and this is Anaheim's pick. That makes things interesting for Anaheim. Do they take Korchinski? I doubt it. Joachim Kamel? Yeah, I think I'm going to have him take Kamel. I don't want to spend too much time thinking about all these picks, because then this will be a half-hour long video, and I don't really want that. But Kamel to the Ducks, that's reasonable. Not one that I'm going to hate too much as a Sharks fan. Definitely not going to be too jealous of that unless he really develops into something special, but that is yet to be seen. Now, my favorite team, the Sharks, are up, and I think if I was the Sharks here, I'd probably take Grudinin or Furcus, but both of those guys are definitely a reach at 11. So maybe they would try to trade down for one of those guys. In fact, I think that's what I would try to do. But again, I'm not going to do any trades in this mock draft. So really, it comes down then to Korchinski or Mintyukov, I think. Maybe Ogren. Maybe Yurov. I think I'm going to have him take Mintyukov. I have a feeling they're probably going to take Korchinski if both of those guys are available. Pavel Korchinski. No, that's not right. It's Kevin. Jeez. Oh wait, no, I was gonna have him take Pavel Mintyuk. See, you talk about one player, and then you start talking about another one, and it all it all starts mulling together in your head. But yeah, Mintyukov. I would absolutely love that pick. He's probably the most realistic target I'd be the most excited about the Sharks taking. I have him ranked 16th on my board, so that's not too much of a stretch for him. Although a lot of other people have him ranked lower than that. Okay, 12. It's Columbus again. Let's see, who did they draft at 6? Savoy. Okay, a bit of a risky pick with upside. Do they double down on another risky guy? Or do they draft somebody a bit safer? I think they're going to take somebody a bit safer in Liam Ogren. I feel like a lot of people, if I remember correctly, have Ogren going a lot later in the draft, but I kind of disagree. I have him ranked at 17, so this is high for him, but I think he's going to go pretty high. I think he's a type of player GMs are going to love. So that brings us to the Islanders then at 13. Do they take Lambert with, I believe Lambert's uncle is their new head coach, or he's in the organization in some capacity? Uh, I actually, I think they do. Lambert was ranked a lot lower, but I've been seeing by a lot of people, but I've been seeing him go in this range in most mock drafts. So perhaps he's not going to fall quite as much as people might be expecting. So I think they will take him here. Oh, okay, no, yeah, that's the correct Brad Lambert. Okay, that was the highest player available on my board. So I think that's a good pick. 14, Winnipeg. This is interesting. I feel like I'm saying that after every pick, but what can I say? It's a verbal crutch for me. Korchinski, Grudinin, Pickering for defenseman. I think taking Grudinin is a bit of a stretch here. Do they have any other picks in the first round? They do. They have the 30th. So I think they might try to save that, save him for that pick, but he's probably going to go before that in my mock draft. But in the real draft, he might fall to 30. Hmm. This is tough. I think they'll take Yurov here. A bit of a safer pick. Gives them room to swing with their second pick a bit if they want to. Yeah. Okay, at 15, we have Vancouver. Okay, they probably want a forward, I would imagine. Um, Grudinen's a defenseman. Noah Ostland, maybe? That could be a great pick for the Canucks, I think. Doesn't really strike me as their type of pick, though. I've been hearing a bit of Marco Casper to Vancouver, and I think that's what I'm going to go for, Casper. Bit of a safe pick. Not one that I really love, but you're getting a player at least. Okay, that brings us to Buffalo with their second pick. And let's see, they took Juracek. Oh, they could be set up to go big or go home here. Who's available for them? Furcus, Jagger Furcus to Buffalo. I feel like they have a lot of defensemen already. They've got Darlene, uh, Power. I feel like they've got a third guy too. Either way, they could definitely. And Juracek, of course, with the ninth pick. Yeah, I'm gonna have him take Furcus here. That pains me a little bit. Because I really want him to go to one of the teams I root for. But I think that's going to be a great, great pickup at 16. And they are really set to have a good draft here with those two guys. Okay, at 17, we got Nashville. So they're probably going to take Gerdinen, I think. 17, it's a bit of a stretch, but I feel like he's a Nashville type pick. They tend to like undersized defensemen, and he's Definitely an undersized defenseman with a ton of upside. Yeah, don't overthink it too much here. Vladimir Rudinin. There we go. Great pick by Nashville, I think. Okay, now it's Trikazov and Korchinski are the highest players on my draft board that are still available. And we got Dallas at 18. They're going to take Korchinski, I think. They kind of need defensive prospects. Top two defensemen left on my board are Korchinski and Pickering. I feel like Korchinski is falling a bit here at 18. Yeah, Kevin Korchinski. Could be a good pick for Dallas. It's not a player I'm super sold on, but he could hit well for them. Okay, at 19 we got Minnesota, and I believe they have, let's see, yeah, they have 24 as well. So they could package those two and move up, but too late for that. Who does Minnesota take? Do they take Trikazov? That would be funny. Imagine Trikazov playing with Kaprizov. Oh man, that'd be a crazy duo. They could even put him on the same line. Trikazov could play wing. Noah Ostland, maybe? Yeah, I think we're gonna have him take Ostland. It's a bit of a reach for him, but that's around where I have Ostland ranked. He could fall a lot lower than that though. Okay, now we got the Capitals at 20. I do not have any idea what their prospect pool looks like. I know LaPierre is like their top guy, I think, and Bedard, not Bedard, McMichael, jeez. um, those guys are both forwards, so maybe they want a defenseman. Owen Pickering is the highest ranked guy I have other than Trikazov, so sure, why not? Owen Pickering. Okay. Pickering goes 20th overall. That's pretty realistic for him, I think. That's exactly where I have him ranked as well. That's nice. 21, Pittsburgh. I don't know. I have no idea what type of player Pittsburgh would draft here. Gaucher, maybe, or Machar. Uh, I think it'll be Gaucher. Gaucher at least should go in this range. So there we go. Gaucher to Pittsburgh, another one that I have ranked right at 21. Okay, Trikazov is going to start to get tempting here. And it's Anaheim. Who did they draft at 10? Kamel? Okay. So they could take Kamel and then Trikazov here. That would be pretty crazy. Or Isaac Howard. Or Miroshnichenko. Oh man. They got a few guys that could swing on here. I think they'll take Isaac Howard. Just because he's not Russian. So that takes uh a little bit of the risk away. Okay, Isaac Howard. Boom. 23, St. Louis. Um, I don't know. Denton Matejchuk, maybe? Yeah. Yeah, I think Matejchuk would be the pick for St. Louis. A bit of a risky pick, but seems like the type of guy they would like. I don't know for sure, but definitely could be a steal at 23. Okay, 24. We got Minnesota's up again, and they just took at 19. Noah Ostland. Okay, maybe they go for a bit of a safer guy here then. Mashar. Ooh, Connor Geeky? Yeah, it's got to be Geeky. He's fallen way too far. In fact, he almost certainly would have gone before this, but oh well. I'm definitely not going to change it now. Okay, Geeky at 24. He could fall. You never know. That's still higher than I have him ranked, at least, so it's kind of good. Okay, 25. Toronto Maple Leafs. Delius. Seamus Casey. Do they swing on Miroshnichenko? Or Trikazov? Toronto. I think I'll have him take a swing on Miroshnichenko here. They could use defensive prospects. They have Sandin, but Morgan Riley is not really an ideal number one guy for me personally. I don't like him that much as a number one defenseman. Sandin could be that guy though, but you're gonna want somebody coming up anyways. So let's see. Wait a minute, Miroshnichenko's not a defenseman. What am I talking about? What am I talking about? Okay. Well, they got Miroshnichenko. What are you gonna do? 26. This is Montreal. Let's see. Who's our highest ranked French player available? Um, David Goyette. Is he French? It's a French sounding name. Let's see, what league did he play in? David Goyette. Sudbury Wolves. That's the OHL, right? Pretty sure. Sudbury's in Ontario. I don't know. He's a French sounding name. Let's take it. That would be kind of funny, honestly, because that is a bit of a stereotype, I guess. Montreal take French players, but they do like the French players. That is certainly true. Gaucher's not available. Okay, 27 is Arizona. Let's see. They already had the third overall pick. They got Cooley, so maybe they go for a defenseman. Odelius, Casey, Cairo. Ooh, Cairo will probably be available at 32. Sakura? Sikora? Yeah, that feels like the type of player that would fit in pretty well in Arizona. Got drafted first overall in the CHL import draft, I believe. So there's a good chance he's going to be coming over to the WHL. I think it was the WHL team that took him. Okay, so Sikora is gone. Buffalo, 28. So they already have Juracek and Furcus. Do they take Trikazov with their third first rounder? I think I'm going to take Trikazov here. Man, those three guys, that could be franchise changing draft if all three of those guys hit. And I think they will. That's a ton of upside Buffalo's getting there. Could be Buffalo's draft to win here. So 29, we got Edmonton. I don't really know anything about their draft pool except that it sucks. I assume, anyways. I mean, they haven't been that good for a while, but I don't really think they have any crazy good prospects either. Mashar is falling, so I think this is a good spot to take him. I have him ranked 23. He ends up going 29 there. So Mashar's gone. 30. Winnipeg again. See, they already got. Who did they get? 14 Yurov. Okay. They got Yurov, so maybe they take another swing, or Yurov isn't really a swing. Adelius, Casey, McGroarty, Kairu. Yeah, I think they'll take. I think they'll take Christian Kairu here. Why not? Christian Kairu. Here we go. Welcome to Winnipeg, kid. Okay, so 31, 2 picks left. And we got Tampa and Arizona. So Tampa is on the board here at 31. And I pretty much already got this pick down. I think it's going to be. Oh, actually, I guess I don't. I was going to take Odelius, but McGroarty is tempting. I think I'll change my mind and go for McGroarty. Probably a player who goes higher than this in the actual draft. I imagine, but this is what my brain came up with on the fly. So you can treat this as a bona fide prediction. So you can bet on it. If you lose money, I'm not liable for that. I don't even know if you can bet on things like where a player will go in the draft. That'd be pretty crazy. But that's kind of the direction the NHL seems to be going with their advertising, at least. 32, Arizona. They're going to take a big swing here on Lane Hudson. Yes, Lane Hudson. There you go. Lane Hudson goes 32. Will that happen in real life? Probably not, but it'd be very entertaining if it did. Okay, so that was my final mock draft for the 2022 NHL draft. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please do go ahead and give it a like. If you want to see my final top 100 player rankings for the draft and you haven't seen that already, I will link that right here.